Hey guys, we at it again. I'm gonna get we consider more guts from the toilet. Gotta replace that. This time it's the one downstairs. I guess what we consider the public bathroom. Gotta make a change of that. I mean, probably could have did all of them at the once, but I didn't really feel like doing it. But now I gotta change the one downstairs. But it's life. It's home. So here we are. This is it. 1647 for the fix fill flusher problems. You know what I'm saying? So that's usually easy fix. Anybody can do it, but we're gonna definitely make sure y'all gonna get these lessons today. So just come and show y'all what the normal price is. Now it depends on what you need. As you see, this one's got the new flap in it, and the flaps normally cost about $10, right? That's what you see. The price is $6-7 on some, $10 on the other. But I went and bought the whole package. And you get this with it for $16.74. Normally, a new replacement, just the where the old ball was, the floater, stuff like that. Normally it's just $10. Since I got the flat with it, I'm gonna replace that because sometimes they kind of dry right out and go bad. Sometimes you just gotta clean the seal around them, to be fixed. But I just want to get a whole new one, so in case the handle, right here, sometimes they dry right real bad around there or crack around there, so it don't seal like it should. So I'm replacing that. I'm gonna work on it today, and we'll go from there. Now, guys, another home improvement video is being shot right now. I got to change the guts in my toilet. That's what I gotta do. So the process is not hard. It's not very difficult. It's really an easy process. Part of the process is making sure you clear all of this out, right? And then you get a bucket. So I didn't bring a bucket with me, so I'm going to just use my trash can to get us to water. I probably should have got the bucket. Sometimes people even go as far as, I guess they would go as far as using the shop vac to get all the water out. I didn't do that. I just went and flush it, so it's already flushed down to damn near to the bottom. What I need to make sure is the water's cut off down here at the bottom of the thing where the water comes in. So I gotta make sure there's no water coming in, nothing like that, right? So now it's all the way off. The water's cut off. The water coming to the toilet is cut off. I'm about to take my little bag out of the garbage can so I can catch the water, the excess water. It's going to come out once I unscrew this right here. And you don't need a lot of supplies. A channel lock, usually one of the things you probably need to unloosen or tighten it up. You want to make it hand tight as much as possible, but you can make it a little tighter. Use your little channel wrench. Also, some Teflon tape is another good thing to also use as well. Sometimes I use latex gloves, sometimes I don't. I got gloves, but you really don't need them. But just to show you the safer side of doing things, I will put on my gloves, right? So with that being said, we're gonna go on and get ready to get this party started. So got my gloves on, I'm all set. Took the top off, as you can see. Put it here, get it out of the way. As y'all can see, here's the pack for the replacement fill valve with the flap. So you can replace that too. Sometimes they dry rot out, so you all get that. You know, she got the little chain on there, so for the handle that's previous here, you don't have to replace that. All that's included. I might go ahead and finish it, I may not. It's on how I feel. So I got everything I need. Now I can pretty much get the parts though. I cut the water off so we know we don't have water coming in. Right. So done there. about to get down here and get started. You ready? Let's go. So right here, I'm unscrewing this to take it off. So there we are, we got that unscrewed. Pretty much out of the way. So also there's one more screw I got to get. So remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So this is where you're gonna need your channel locks. I'm trying to take it where it's not too tight. Looks like I'm gonna have to break my channel locks out, which is cool. So you try to make sure you get it wide enough open so you can get a good grip on it and all that good stuff. And to make sure I got what I need. All right. Trying to learn how to break it. Yeah, I'll have to get them out there. That's cool. Coming off, you have to unscrew it, and normally this is where whatever water's left in there will flow out. That's why you see me holding the trash can. So as you can see right here, this is the excess water coming out. Take that off. Once you take that out, start to flow. So right now we have all the excess waters coming out. Let's strip it out. Whatever's left in there. So there you go. So right now, as you guys can see, I got the interior, the flapper kit. So let me pour this water out. Oh, it's dripping on the floor. Get that out of the way, so that's removed. And now we're going to put the new flip in, the little flapper in. So that's not hard, easy. Take that off. the flapper part off. So that could be replaced. So far so good, bud. So now, unhook it from the handle. And the handle's still good. You can still reuse it. Always make sure it's good and tight, right? Always make sure it's good and tight so it's still good. So now I'm gonna replace this. This was the thing right there. Now one of the things you always gotta make sure you go around the edge of it. Maybe get a towel or some toilet paper and you wipe it off. The excess, any goop and stuff like that, you always gotta wipe that off because you never know. It can also cause issues. Right? It can also cause issues that you have to deal with later. So now we got all that wiped away. All that's clear. So now we can start putting on the replacement. So we always make sure you got all your pieces. So you got that, you got your little flap that goes inside it, just so you can take off. And you have your level set where you have to level set it what level you want it on. Make sure you got that. And then you also got to make sure you have your little drain tool. Or your drain goes onto there. So normally they make sure you have instructions on how to put it together. Look, they also got a 1-800 number that you can call, I guess maybe get some type of assistance. Also, usually they have instruction kits. So for you guys who are first time doers, you always use this to, kind of gauge or put it all together in a level set. So right there, if you see it, you twist it clockwise so you can raise up the neck on it and to set the level where you want your water to cut off, high or low, whichever one you choose. It's all good. You got that, and then you got your little flapper right there. Of course, you kind of gauge it where you consider the front is, and you go from there. So, just I'll give you a little brief tutorial on how to do this. But with that being said, let's go on and finish this. It's taking way longer than I was supposed to. I would have did this in probably about 10 minutes. But going through this to make sure you guys have all the instructions that you need, so it won't be hard for you or a challenge, and anybody can do it. Anybody can do this. So it's not hard. Reconnect this. And of course, most of your handles have like 3 notches. So you can know how high you want to go. Now, always make sure you pay attention where your notch was before, or which hole you had it in before, so you can kind of keep it on the same hole. You don't want to put it at the top where you don't need it, or all the way at the bottom, because depending on the length of your chain is where you're going to need it at. So mine was in the second. I'm going to put it right back into the second hole. So with that being said, let's go and make it happen. So now we got that. We test it. How we're gonna open it up. Be good. Right? And like you said, you determine all on the length of your chain. So as you can see, you see it. You see me flipping it up like that. Right? That's how you want to do it. Like I said, always make sure your handle's tight. That's what the previous one had on. See, I don't like it at that second one. So I might go with the first one. I might go all the way up to the first one. first one is able to open up a little wider. So we got that going on. So here is where we stick it down there. And you gotta kind of try, the funny thing about it is they got these gaskets on there already, so you don't really have to put nothing on. That's usually set where it needs to be set. You have this one, it goes on the bottom side of the toilet. So remember when I had to pull my channel locks, that's what I was using. Just open this for my channel locks. So this little clip, that's where you stick on to that, right there, for the water to drain out. And this other part goes right there. So now, so this is where you want to set it, how long you want your neck. You can set as high as how low. So right now, I'm just going to set it like right here just to get it installed in. Nothing, no more, no less, right? So now we're going to set it and turn this. So as you can see, I am trying to tighten this up. Sorry, I got the gasket in there. Oh, sucks. I tell you what I like to do. I almost forgot. I'm glad I looked over and seen it. My Teflon tape. I like to use the Teflon tape so it can also make it, it gives it another sealant with this. And it allows, you know, you always have that right there. This little yellow thing, that's a little gasket already on there. So that kind of keeps the water inside. But I like to put some little Teflon tape up here. You don't have to go all the way down, right? Because this is going to go all the way up here. So you don't have to go all the way down with the Teflon tape. Some people do that. Some people don't. But if you want to, you can. Because you still have to screw it on because the main water tank. So you may want to get a good seal. Well, look, let's just go all the way. In fact, let me take these gloves off when I do it. Let me take these gloves off when I do it so I can get a good grip on this. Because the gloves kind of wet, you know, when I let the water out on it. Got a little water on my hands, so how about we do that like that? We'll go over there and we'll go all the way to the bottom. Like I said, you don't have to set it all the way to the top. I mean, all the way to the, depends on how you want to look at it. That's the top, that's the bottom. You don't have to go all the way to the bottom with it. But for you guys who are first time users, first time triers of this situation or this method, I'm gonna do that for you guys so you can see it. Yeah. I'm trying to make it as easy and simple as possible for you guys. I apologize, I almost forgot it. So go all the way down to the bottom. Change it, like I said, it doesn't take normally this long. But since I'm trying to walk you guys through it, I want to be very detailed so you guys have an idea and know what's going on. So I'm going all the way to the bottom. Make sure you get enough on it, but not too much, right? You don't want to cake it on, but just get enough on there. Then you just kind of tear it off and pull it apart. It's easy. It's easy to pull apart, so it's no big deal. Always make sure you put your stuff back so you don't want to lose nothing or misplace anything, nothing like that. So you can see, you can either go up or down with it to gauge where you want your water levels. Now, most times if you look in the toilet, they over a period of time, your water sits where it sits. They also have like a light mark on your toilet bowl where it sits. It does that too. So, but sometimes, you know, you don't. So you're kind of trying to gauge it by the already stained in water level that you have, if you don't have that mark already. So now we're about to screw it back on, like so. go from there. So this part right here that I'm screwing on, that's the one you want to make sure you got it tight where you need it tight, where it's to the point where you need to use your channel locks. The water line to the toilet, you just hand tighten that. That's fine. You don't want to overdo that. Because you got to remember also, we're working with plastic. And when you work with plastic, that shit's... When you work with plastic, that stuff can break on you. And you definitely don't want it to break. Because if you got cracks or something, you mess around, crack your piece, then you got to replace the water line, right? And it's not hard to do it, but it's kind of tedious. So you got to kind of be careful with that. So with that being said, let's finish. So right now I got it tight as I can via my hand. Make sure as tight as possible could be. Right. Excuse me. So now I got as tight as I think I should. Set it to the point and then lock it over. So when you turn it that way, it locks it. When you turn it this way, it unlocks and allows you to move it up or down. So, you know, depends on your water levels, but I'm gonna set it right about there. Now it's locked. Now it's gonna stay where it is. At this point, I'll put this on here. All right. Sure that holes on are good, right? And now you kind of set it right there. Set it inside there. And you want to kind of make sure it's set like you want it to be set. All right, you always want to test it out. It's pretty much done. You got everything done that's in here. Right? You just want to make sure it sits snug up. This is not too high or it's in your way. Right? Yeah. Now you gotta kind of watch it. Because that thing will pop off that thing. You gotta make sure that's back on. Make sure that's snug. So you got it set to where you want to sit. Everything looks good to you. Now we can connect the water line, right? So now you connect the water line, and then you make this hand tight. So now you got this going hand tight, as tight as you can with your hand. Don't. Like I said, if we're dealing with plastic, you don't want to, there we are. All right, so now you got everything connected. It looks good. Now you're feeling secure. You see everything's in there good like you want it. Set it level high. And you, like I said, you can always readjust it. But now we can turn the water back on. So turn the water back on. Now fill it up. So now you're allowed to fill up, and then when it gets done, get to that point, the water shut off, and then it's ready to go to flush. So you're gonna let it do what it do. So I don't like it that far over because it's allowed the overflow water to keep running out. So I'm gonna adjust this. All right. I'm gonna flush it down. Right. I'm gonna open it up and push it down just a little bit so it don't go too much. So see now, it's not over that the water flow area. It's in there enough where you can fill it up. Not too much where it's constant, because when it constantly runs like that, it's your water's running, and it's gonna, once it gets too far over, it's gonna refill it. And that's where you like hear that water run at night. You don't want that, because that's gonna eventually, over a period of time, run your water bill up because your water's constantly running. So now, as you've seen, I flushed it before. Let's flush it again to test it out. So you always make sure you test it out before you put the cover on it and feel like you're done. Right. So now the water's filling back up at the level I would like it to. Let me see. I like that better. Perfect. So right there at that level, I like it. It's not running over, right? And it's not continue to fill up overly like it should. Because if I had it up higher, then that water just kept running and running. Like I said, over a period of time, it runs your water bill up, and you don't want that. So with that being said, now we can put the lid on. Right? And then you test your water again. So now, if you look at it, it's where it should be. And that's how you change the interior, the guts, as I call it, of your toilet. You learn it from the basement. I'll catch you on the next one. Right on.